this week on What's the Remedy podcast.
All right, what's up? Welcome back to Sports Remedy Podcast. Your boy Dr. J,
Mr. Watch.
Ashley Ray.
Hey, this is your weekly conversation over mental health, social issues, and other contributing factors that plague society. It's your prescribed antiseptic to toxic masculinity. This is What's the Remedy Podcast. How's everybody doing?
Awesome.
Good.
That's good. So how was y'all's weekends
It's great.
or weeks? I guess
Weekend was great.
it was
Shout out
great.
to my homegirl Catrice's birthday. Aquarius, I guess, do know how to party.
That she's an Aquarius. What is Aquarius? What month is it?
February, like end of January, end of February.
I don't know shit about zodiac signs, man.
I don't know.
I be trying to learn because people talk so much shit about them. So I be like, I feel like I need to know. All I know is that I'm a Leo, and that makes people
Leo
say
lie.
it makes people say, oh, I could have guessed.
All right. Talk about your son. What up?
Yeah, whenever you tell somebody a sign, they be like, yeah, I see that. I can see that. Yeah.
I never met a Leo man before, so I don't know.
You don't know Leo men?
Mm-mm.
Oh, that's tough. So what did y'all do? Y'all turned? Y'all got out there?
Yeah, every day.
Oh, this shit's so
Yeah, like I say, it sounds like it's one of the. Is number 4 home?
Nope.
That's going down.
No, I turned everything down. That's why. But I just want to make sure it can still be picked up
Yeah.
with it being this low. Cause it's just too much outside rumble to me.
Yeah.
Oh well. It is what it is.
But that's better.
Yeah. Anywho, so what about you, Wash? What you did this weekend and shit?
What did I do this weekend?
Shit.
I didn't do shit. Well, Sunday was a bad day for me.
Sunday was a bad. Why, the Super Bowl?
Nah.
He can't drive.
Yeah, I can't drive. There's some situations.
What happened?
Life happened, man.
Hey, you had a blowout or something? Man?
Nah.
Yeah.
But why? Shit. You know what I'm saying? Saturday started off good and worked out and shit. So that was a good
Yeah.
day. You know what I'm saying? Sunday. What happened Sunday? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Tire was fucked up. So, you know, we'll get that patch. But like, okay, I'll wait till Monday. Get that done.
Yeah.
What else happened? Oh, you know what I'm saying? Somebody I knew passed away.
Oh,
okay.
So
I'm not laughing at that.
Yeah, so that was sad, whatever the case may be. But yeah, went to my parents' house, whatever. Pulled up, you know what I'm saying, mind on different things, whatever the case may be, getting some stuff out the car. Like, oh shit, I parked too little close, let me back up. Yeah, took my foot off the gas, off the brake. Yeah, I look down to get my stuff, and I look up, I hear, I'm like, what the fuck is that? Yeah, I'm driving into the garage.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so.
How the fuck you do that?
Car just start rolling.
That's that old lady getting
Which is kind of fucked up because the driveway's on the incline. So I should have rolled backwards.
Yeah, that's why I was like,
Yeah.
when you told me the story, I was like, how the hell did you not roll backwards?
But it was in, like I say, I put it in park, whatever. It was still in drive, so of course it's gonna roll forward. And so it just kind of just crept forward.
Damn. That's tough, man.
Yeah, and after that I was like, I'm just gonna go home and wrap in bubble wrap and just lock my doors.
So did y'all watch the Super Bowl?
No.
I watched bits and pieces of it. Good point. It's
I
boring
ain't
as
watch
hell.
it.
Yeah, no, it was. I actually watched the whole thing because I was in LA this weekend, you know, doing just a little running around and whatnot. But when we were watching the Super Bowl, we were at this bar, and so we were watching it, and like you said, it was kind of boring. Can't really see the commercials or hear them because I'm in a bar. So like, I don't even know what the good commercials were for Super Bowl. Excuse me.
Y'all want to protest it?
Why would I protest the Super Bowl? Because of Colin Kaepernick?
We're black. Not
Because
because
of
of
black.
him. Because of the issue.
Because the NFL doesn't support black people.
Correct.
I feel that, and I understand people that do that. I mean, like, technically, they didn't get my ratings from watching it because I didn't have my television on the Super Bowl.
Okay.
So, that shit was gonna be playing in that bar regardless. So, like,
I kind of feel,
technically,
and that's how I feel about. I ain't watching any NFL games at home, but I've been out and seen them. But
yeah, like
they
if it's
were
just
out.
playing at a bar,
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm really offering support.
Okay.
I'm just there. I happen to be in the same place that it's playing. So yeah, no, I saw it. The place we were at was pretty good. They had like, you know, drink specials and happy hour and shit for the game. So, I can't even. Oh, you know what happened though? Okay, so we watching the game, right? And I guess they I don't know what was going on with the cable, but like it was like the middle of like the second and third quarter, and the shit changed channels, and so it changed like some random channel, and they couldn't pull the channel back up that the Super Bowl was on. They kept going through the guide and all that shit, and like the guide would just like it would skip past channel 2 because their CBS is channel 2.
Mm-hmm.
And the guide even wouldn't have channel 2 on it. So they pressed 2 on the thing and it wouldn't go to 2. And like, so for a while they couldn't get it back on the Super Bowl. I'm like, my nigga, like, what are we supposed to do? We can't watch the game at all. So they found like some random channel that like played the audio from the game. I don't know where they found that shit at. Like it was on NFL Network or something. It just played the audio.
Wow.
And so we were watching that for a while until they finally turned the TV off and turned it back on.
And it came back on?
It came back to the game. But I was like, that shit happened like 2 or 3 times.
That voodoo.
They should have given us like free shots or something. But it was too crowded in that bar, I guess. It'd been good to have like some free shots. Y'all see what happened with New Orleans?
The big parade, whatever.
Yeah, like they shut down the streets and stuff in New Orleans because they were protesting the Super Bowl. They refused to watch it, so all the people in New Orleans were all out in the streets.
That's cool.
It actually
was
looked
Mardi Gras
like,
thing.
yeah, it was like a whole big Mardi
That's
Gras
so
shit.
cool. I didn't know
Second
that.
line and all that.
Hell yeah, I would have been down there for that, for sure.
Yeah, they were having like a full party in the streets during the Super Bowl. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So, but yeah. So y'all didn't watch the Super Bowl again. Like I said, it was not entertaining.
Halftime show sucked. It wasn't no Beyonce.
Yeah, the only thing people liked about the halftime show was Adam Levine taking his shirt off.
Yeah.
That
A lot of
nigga
women
did
like that.
look good.
Y'all
He
like that
looked
white
good. I
boy.
like him though. I didn't know he had all them tattoos on him though.
And he got like white people tattoos, like random stuff.
California and just like
Yeah, like
a guitar here and shit.
yeah, a guitar
I
here,
like him.
an eagle
I'm
over
not-
here,
I'm not with
a
all
bear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm not with all the tattoos. I'm not a big fan of those, but
You're not a big fan of tattoos?
not all of those. No.
I think tattoos are cool whenever you have them like with a theme or something. But his shit was like I said, I call it white people shit because that's what white people like. Or Drake does that white people shit with his tattoos too. Like he does random shit.
It's crazy. I always talk to guys that don't really have tattoos.
Why?
I don't. It just happens like that.
Oh.
I have 3.
I was gonna say, don't you have tattoos?
Yeah,
Yeah. So.
I'm a thug.
Yeah. I'm getting tatted up before we go.
That's what's
Baby,
up.
baby.
Well,
Yeah.
we should get tattoos down there.
If I got a
We can
tattoo,
get matching tattoo.
matching, what's
we'll get matching tattoos.
Why?
No.
We can get twinkle twinkle. You get twinkle twinkle on our arms, and then we put them together.
Y'all weird. But no,
Okay, we can all 3 get.
I would really no.
All 3 of us get it, and we be like, hey.
No.
No.
But I thought about it, like, even when I was in LA, somebody had mentioned something about tattoos, and I was like, you know what? I would start, like, getting tattoos when I go places, but it would have to be
On
something
my
small. Like, it had to be something small.
On
Like,
my
I ain't gonna go in there.
Oh my body. No.
I'm gonna go in there and get, like, a sleeve or nothing.
I really want one like in the middle of my boobs kind of area.
What kind? Like the Rihanna thing?
Yeah,
with the
I think
eagles?
that's cute.
Wings go all under the
Yeah,
boobs and all
but
shit?
that shit hurts.
Yeah,
And
so
I don't
that
got
makes
time for people looking at my titties like that. These are precious.
So they're gonna be looking because now
Like,
they have
I
something
said,
to
you
view.
gonna draw the attention to them models like that.
These are precious.
I think that probably would be painful. I got a
I got
tattoo
one
on my
on the side,
chest.
like on my rib. That shit hurt.
Yeah, everything on your bones hurts. Because when I got this one on my chest, and when I got here by the clavicle, that shit was kind of painful.
We call it the neck bone.
It's a collarbone.
Collarbone.
They call it neck bow.
They call it a collarbone.
My grandma said neck bone.
This is a neck bone?
Collarbone, neck bone, grandma. Neck
Nah.
bone.
I ain't never heard it called a neck bone before. I thought neck
Knee
bones
bone,
was
neck-
in your neck bone.
Yeah,
In your
like
neck.
the neck to you. Neck bone, neck to you. Shoulder bone, no. No. Don't, never mind.
Technically, that's right.
Right.
Yeah.
See?
Shoulder and
Yeah.
leg bone. But anywho, let's move right along. We're gonna move right along. So, all right, our main segment today is gonna be our check yourself segment because I need to start saying the segment name.
Okay.
The check yourself segment for today is going to be about pressure. All right, we're gonna talk about where we feel pressure peer pressure, family pressures, job pressure, all that shit. We want to cover everything that has to do with pressure and how it affects us, on a day-to-day basis, our daily walk, all that kind of shit. So let me ask you guys first. I do have to ask you first, but I don't want to just be sitting here talking.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask you guys, where do you feel like you get the most pressure in your life? Like, who do you think applies the most pressure to you? Is it friends, family, significant others,
The
work,
IRS.
IRS? What the IRS
Bills.
press you for?
These bills, okay, not the IRS.
I would
but
say the IRS is
Take that back, not the IRS. But
you talking
They
to
watch.
they watch shit.
That's-
I ain't trying to give with ISIS, whatever. They took 21 Savage. I'm from
Actually
here.
talking to the camera.
I
You
think
talking-
no.
Not the IRS. The government gonna feel your ass too.
Yeah.
But you think it's bills? Like, so you think you have pressure
Society gives me pressure. Nobody gives me pressure right now, though. I don't think so.
You don't have no pressure?
No pressure.
Damn, that's pretty good. You living a stress-free life?
I mean, it ain't all stress free, but yeah, I don't feel pressure to do anything.
You still be paying bills and stuff, huh?
Yeah, when I can.
You don't feel pressured about that, though?
No, fuck it.
Oh, well, that's what's up.
2 tears in the bucket, huh?
If I can't afford, if I can't pay it, what the fuck I'm gonna do?
What, okay, so let's say you don't pay it, then what happens?
It's gone. I mean, whatever.
The lights off?
No, you gotta pay for shit that you know I
Like,
gotta
that's
keep.
what I'm saying. So you gotta pay for something.
Yeah.
You can't just let that shit slide.
Yeah. I'm gonna pay for what I can.
Pay your cell phone bill?
Yeah, I gotta talk.
Yeah, that's true too. What
You
about
know-
you, Bosh? Like, what kind of
pressure
pressure
you
do you
got?
have?
Self-pressure.
Oh.
I ain't even put that one in. That's good.
Yeah, self-pressure, like you say, to accomplish so many different things and to deal with all the other stresses, your family, your friends, relationships, whatever case it be. The pressure you put on yourself to be successful and to succeed or make people happy, whatever case may be.
How you deal with that?
Shit, by trying to
He right.
by trying to get into a quiet space every now and then, trying to relax where I can, and like I said, not just my body, just my mind,
Mm-hmm.
to try to get away from stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because it does, you know what I'm saying, take a toll on you.
Okay.
So you try to find ways to cope, find your different like coping mechanisms to deal with certain things.
Yeah, deal with that pressure.
I agree with the pressure from people. Like
So you
pressure
changed
to
your
be
answer?
Yeah, I changed that. I do have pressure. Not
Okay.
for just being
What kind of pressure?
Like trying to pressure for trying to be in a relationship. You know.
Where do you think that relationship pressure comes from? Because we actually had this conversation like while I was in LA, talking about people, feeling like they need to have kids, be in relationships, things like that. Who do you think that puts the most pressure on you as far as relationship go? Do you feel like it's a family thing that does it, or is it just like
It could be
society
your-
in general? You feel like
Well, it could be both, man. My
I mean,
family
for
don't.
you, how do you feel?
Oh,
Who pressures you the most?
the
to
person that I talk to.
oh, so men like just
Men will pressure you.
whatever man you talking to is pressuring you to
Yeah.
do the relationship shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
But they don't know they're pressuring. But they.
Of course not.
Yeah, because in a relationship, I think it changes from person to person. I think some people have partners that really pressure them. I think other people partners be cool, but their family like what y'all doing and stuff like that. Or then other people just be from the outside,
In your business.
friends like that. Hey, what y'all say? Y'all been chilling for a long time.
2 years. nigga.
2 years, what's going on? Whatever, you got all the outside stuff, and then you got some people that deal with all three.
Yep.
Whew.
I was gonna say that's a big deal because I feel like me personally, I've had outside pressure from more so older people than I've even had from like people that I've been talking to. Like people I've talked to, I never really have a lot of pressure from to like move
Have a baby.
forward or do anything real
Get married.
big or nothing like that. Yeah,
Because
no.
women will pressure you to do shit real quick.
Yeah. It's been rare that I've ever had somebody like I could tell that they really wanted more, like, this ain't enough, like just talking isn't enough or whatever. It's rare for me to have that problem. Like most of the time my pressure comes from older people, like my aunts or my mom and them, and they be
They
like,
stopped that. Some people stopped.
oh, see, but that mine didn't. Mine increased. Well, they've been increasing slowly. I guess because I was in my 20s, and so like nobody really bothers males about it in their 20s, and like you just probably out there living life or whatever. And so now that I'm in my 30s, they be like, okay, so what you about to do?
so what's going on?
Yeah, so I know you still ain't out here living your best
Thank
life.
you.
So
God, my mama does not do that. She just be like, as long as you happy.
Oh,
They
that's a blessing.
I know, but I don't think she won't to babysit my kids when I'm out. You know
Because she
what I'm
know
saying?
you ain't gonna just keep them. You gonna
What
get
you
married.
mean? You should see your grandkids when I go to happy hour. What's wrong with that?
I mean, she know you, and that's why she don't want you to have no kids. She's like, I don't want you to have no kids because I don't need no more kids.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm gonna take care of my kids.
Most of the time, I believe you.
That's what grandmas are for.
Exactly. So
They got your kids.
I think my mama wants more grandkids and stuff, so I feel that pressure sometimes.
She only got how many? She got one?
Yeah, those are my sisters.
Oh, yeah. Y'all need to hop up on that shit.
Nah.
Sorry. It's a lot
I
of y'all.
mean-
It's just me and my brother. Okay, he's married. I'm not married, so my mom doesn't expect shit from me. So,
You can still have a kid.
yeah, but she don't. My mom don't. Okay, I'm still up.
Pop one out, Ashley.
Mm-mm.
Go ahead and pop one out.
Go ahead, Papa. Go ahead and get one of that.
That's so wrong.
Go ahead and pop one out there, Ashley. Give your mama another grandchild.
I think my mom would still. My mom would be mad at me if I got pregnant.
Wrap your legs around that nigga and make him give your ass a child. That's what Cardi B say.
That's what she is. What?
But you don't be listening to Cardi B.
I do be
You just
listening to Cardi
jamming?
B. All I heard was, I was born to flex, diamonds on my neck.
No, that one song she's like,
I'm
spread
not.
your ass cheeks open, make the pussy smile. Then she's like, wrap your legs around him, make him give you a child. Yeah.
Cardi.
So you don't be listening.
You don't be listening. You just be
That
jamming.
ain't things I want to do. Make him give me a child.
Right.
So you could trap me, nigga?
Cardi be trying to talk to you.
Really?
No, Cardi's teaching you how to trap niggas.
No, you can't trap a man with no child.
Oh, I know that. I know that. I
You
think
can't
that.
trap no. You can't. No, that ain't gonna work, boo.
I think that.
It's always mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
Daddy's man. Who came up with that?
My mama told me that a long time ago.
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty clever. I think.
I'm talking about her.
I ain't talking about it. I'm just saying that's a clever.
That's how I was
saying.
raised. She was like, you always gonna have that baby. I think she scared the hell out of me through my whole life, though.
See, with my, and then I'm talking about my mama pressuring me to, like, settle down, have kids, all that kind of shit. But then at the same time, when I was younger, she was the one that told me, like, as far as having a kid, like, mama's baby, daddy's baby, like,
Yeah.
she's like, that ain't happening for you. So,
Yeah.
like, whoever you lay down with, you gonna be dealing with them for 18 years. Like, because you gonna be a part of that child's life. So at least for 18 years, you got to deal with that person because that child is not an adult yet. Once a child's an adult, you really don't have to deal with the parent as much, but you still probably are going to have to. So that used to kind of scare me. She's like, make sure you lay it down what you can deal with for 18 years.
Mm.
So I was like, nah, this is people I don't want to.
I'm good. I got a niece.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully, the person I marry has kids.
Do you feel like you would? How would you respond to pressure from the person you're talking to, telling you, they ready to have kids like soon, or they ready to get married soon, and like y'all may have just started talking? How do you respond to that kind of stuff?
What's soon?
Like they're like, we've been talking for like a year or so, and I might be talking about making that next big step. And you're not ready to get proposed to, but he ready to, measure your finger and do all that good stuff.
That must mean I don't love that man. Because if he said that, I'd probably be like, let's go.
Okay, so you
I
respond
must
better
not
to
be
pressure
in love.
if you feel the same way.
That's not even, that's not pressure though. A man you really in love with, be like, I'm ready to get shit. I'm ready to, boo. Let's go.
I mean, but it's pressure if y'all are coasting where you are, and then like now all of a sudden you want to say, okay, well let's do this different.
I don't know how I'm gonna feel in the next year. We might not even see each other no more.
So you just gonna like not fuck with him because you don't know what's gonna happen in the future.
I'll just have to tell him that, like, you holding on.
So just
Slow
tell him hold off, slow down.
Yeah.
Slow down.
Yeah.
But so like, do you ever feel like, okay, so getting off of just relationships, because we like Wash brought up like self pressure. So a lot of times I think self pressure comes from like us feeling like we haven't accomplished the things that we need to accomplish at whatever point, whether it be work related or relationship related or whatever. So how do you deal with that type of pressure? Like, how do you deal with that feeling of I'm not quite adequate in wherever I am in life?
Drink.
Drink.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny because that's actually going to be part of the roof side today, to be honest. But Yeah, so drinking is one coping mechanism. I mean, not a good coping mechanism, but it's a coping mechanism. But so you say you drink in order to deal with not being. What do you think is a productive means of coping with that pressure? Hell no! Like what's drinking going to accomplish? Let me ask you that. What does drinking accomplish?
He asked for you.
No, I'm asking everybody. I mean, because I can tell you what it accomplishes for me. I'm just asking.
For me, I don't probably think about much no more after drinking. Like,
this is true.
Or I'm just like talking, or I'm talking more about life, or helping to get off my, talking more and getting stuff off my chest.
So drinking helps you get everything off your chest. Basically.
Yeah, just relax. Instead of me being uptight and be like, oh man, I got so much to do in my life, and I'm 35 and I still shut up. This is what
you said I'm 35.
I'm trying to think how I was before I went to go drink for Happy Hours Friday, because it's probably what I did.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm not at my goal weight. I don't know how I'm gonna make it. I don't have no kids, and I'm supposed to own something right now, but I don't. But this margarita's off the chain.
So you think that kind of it takes your mind off of it. It makes you relax.
Be like, yes, life is great. And then next day in the morning, I have a headache and I'm back to reality.
You know what? I was just listening to something. I need to finish this other podcast episode, but they were talking about MDMA. So they wanted to introduce doing MDMA, and I'm kind of stepping on my own feet on this because it's going to be part of the roof side, but because we're talking about things that make you feel good in the moment. Mm-hmm. And so like they're doing a research study on the effects of MDMA during therapy. It's really for PTSD and stuff, but like they're giving pure MDMA, like from, FDA approved kind of MDMA, not like the shit you buy on the street, Molly. Okay. Like, because, that shit's cut down, it's got cocaine in it sometimes, all kind of shit like that. Mm-hmm. But they're using MDMA pills for people when they go into therapy. And so they take the pill, they give them some music, some shades, let them relax and shit like that. And then like they wait for the drugs to kick in, and then they start talking to their therapist. Okay. So what they determined was that, it relaxes you. You know what I'm saying? It kind of eases it. Because MDMA in its purest form is just supposed to be it's like a formula to make you trust more. So it opens you up to trust. Mm-hmm. So like you feel completely comfortable no matter who you're around and whatever. So when they start, you start your therapy session, you'll talk faster. And they said like through the research, they figured out that people have been like open to like say, you know what, I feel these pressures at work. This is what's bothering me, blah, blah, blah. Like, and then they start coming up with their own, remedies for it. To where they're like, you know what, I think the reason that I have a problem at work is because I do this, this, and that. Mm. And you know what I should do is probably because MDMA just kind of makes them the thoughts just start rolling. And so, don't go buy, don't buy no Molly.
Wait a minute.
Don't buy no Molly. But I'm just saying, like, it's interesting. It's interesting now and I just thought about that when you talked about relaxing when you drink, because sometimes that does help. Like relaxing does help. So I guess that's a positive effect of drinking. I think one of the more negative effects is probably just that, like you said after that, you still gotta go back to reality.
Hell yeah, I woke up, headache.
Yeah.
Missed everything I needed to do.
Right. Cause I used to do this shit when I was in school, like when I was in like grad school and stuff, and I had like a whole bunch of shit to do, and I'd be like, you know what, I could just drink though. And I would get drunk, and I'd be done, and I'd get up and I'd be like, shit, I still gotta write this paper. Mm-hmm. And I get up the next day. Yeah. So it's helpful in helping you relax, because you do need to relax sometimes. You need to like free your mind a little bit.
I gotta find something else to stop drinking right now.
Yeah, I'm trying not to drink either. Drinking's bad for you.
I want to drink it like that.
But do you ever feel overwhelmed from the pressure? That's we'll get back to the pressure conversation. So do you ever feel overwhelmed? Like aside from drinking, I know drinking eases the pain, but like do you ever feel overwhelmed to the point where like you don't think you can handle all the shit you have going on?
Sometimes. I feel like that actually probably last week. But I think it was more I didn't know how to handle, like I have family issues, friends kind of issues, and I just wanted to be quiet. Okay,
so with that, because that brings up a point for me. So with you dealing with like family issues and dealing with everything, like work issues, family issues, all that kind of stuff, how does that affect your perception of your current status? Like, okay, because a lot of what we're talking about is having self-pressure and wanting yourself to succeed and do all that kind of stuff. Do you feel like thinking about those issues hinders your progress?
Yes.
How?
Because I'm probably always focused on that. Then I don't think I'm probably not giving myself like being positive. I'm probably down. People can hear it in my voice. Probably I'm tired. Body wise, my whole system was breaking down Wednesday. I was like, I was tired.
Yeah. And so what did you do when you felt that overwhelmed?
Gotta go work out. That takes my mind off of stuff too.
I actually like that.
Yeah, me working out for them past 2 days, Thursday and Friday, I didn't think about anything. I was too tired.
That's a good thing because like that's one of the big things that I think is helpful is working out.
Yeah.
Well, for me, because
Yeah,
I'm not good at like I don't have the attention span to read. Because some people say like to sit and read.
I got a new book I'm reading. I really like it. It's called The Care Package.
What's it about?
Self-healing.
That's
That's actually been helping.
good.
So, and it's actually taught me. But the more I'm quiet, the more people irritate my soul.
Why?
I don't know. They just want to know why I'm quiet all the time.
So, do you ever feel pressured to talk when you don't have to talk?
I feel pressured right now.
I mean, I'm just asking you questions. So.
Questions? Yeah, I feel pressured.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's good. I think that one of the big things for me is that I feel pressured.
To what?
I feel pressured. In fact, and this is one of my whole self-pressure things, like one of the things that I put a lot of weight on myself for, is I feel pressured to fix everything and everybody.
I was about to ask you that.
Yeah.
It seems like you would feel pressure to fix everybody, everyone.
I don't feel comfortable letting things just kind of work themselves out. Because even when it's not my issue, like when somebody else is dealing with something.
So we should just call you.
Yeah, I mean, I like for people to, but then at the same time, like that.
When you get, I know. So when do you get like to take care of yourself if you're always taking care of everybody else's issue?
Well, the thing is, I don't take care of everybody else's issues all the time.
But you listen to them. I know I know that shit get to you. Be like, man, I don't want to hear about her baby daddy problems all day. Or is that just me? Because I don't. People really don't come with me for all their stuff, but I know what I don't want to hear.
I think I have to care. I have to care for the person in some kind of way to like really want to do it, like to where I want to go out of my way to help. If I don't care anything for them, or I don't think or if I'm just not in the mood, I'll listen. And the thing is, most people can't tell when I'm not paying or not wanting to talk because I'm just good at making it look like I do.
Yeah. Oh, that's sad. I do feel pressure from friends that like.
They depend on you?
A little bit.
For what?
Just to be there and listen to the issues, but I don't think I'm the nicest person. I'm really kind of direct with stuff. You want to hear that, oh, it's going to get better. I want to tell you like, hey, you already knew what's up. Let's suck it up and keep moving.
I think one of the other things that, and dealing with that kind of an issue where you think that your friends are trying to pressure you and stuff, and then, because I do the same thing, like I feel like people want me to help them. Because
when they ask you, what would you do? I would have never did what you did in the first place.
Right. Well, the other thing is sometimes they don't ask what would you do.
Somebody did.
Sometimes,
and I was like, mm-mm.
Sometimes people will start talking, but people will start talking, and I immediately try to solve it for them. Like as they're talking to me, they're like, man. You. But I mean, it's not a good thing, really. It's not always a good thing because like people will come up to you and tell you like, man, this shit happened with so and so, and she did this, blah blah blah, and like they'll go off about whatever. This is what you can do to fix that, and then that irritates people. Like sometimes people don't want that.
I don't want nobody to fix nothing for me.
You just want to vent.
Sometimes I want to vent and just leave it alone. Like, or ask, was I wrong because I kind of went off, and then you can be like, yeah, you was wrong, but I'd rather your friend's gonna tell you the truth.
Right.
Yeah, Ashley, you was wrong. Should have never threw that water sprinkler at his dog. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But sometimes. Sometimes you don't want to hear that either though. You don't want to hear that.
No, I really don't mind it.
Well, it just depends for me. Like, I think sometimes I want to hear, what I did wrong and how to fix it.
I'm always right. Doesn't matter if you say what I shouldn't have did. I did it, and I thought I was right. So
But that's why I don't want to hear what you have to say, because if I think I'm right, then what you have to say don't really help me. Like, it don't affect me as much. Because I feel like I'm right. So, like, you're wasting your breath.
Damn. Yes. I don't know why my friends. Well, yeah, I had another friend ask me what he should do with his situation. I was just like, man, do y'all not understand? Like, I'm not a counselor.
So let me ask you this. So 'cause we're talking about feeling pressure of like helping friends and being the advice giver or even the person
That's a
somebody
lot of
leans
pressure
on.
because I feel like you want me to take your side and I'm not taking it.
So what? My question to you is, what do you tell people when you feel too much pressure from them, like depending on you for that kind of stuff?
Nothing.
You don't say anything to them.
What you supposed to say?
That's what I was going to ask. I want to have that discussion because I think it's up for discussion of
Like,
what
yeah,
you think you should say.
I did. Man, this is so wrong, but I probably didn't even pick up the phone because I didn't want to talk about it no more.
Oh, for somebody that kept relying on you for that, and so you just stopped answering their phone call?
Because I know you're not gonna listen to what I have to say. So let me just stop that now.
That's true. But let me ask you this: so like they may not listen to you, but do you think that you could still be like a listening ear for somebody that?
I was listening, but I get tired of hearing the same thing.
And I think that one of the things that you have to realize is when you are that listening ear for somebody, you got to know where your cutoff is to where you can be like, okay, I can't always listen to their problems. So like, yeah, for today, I'm just not going to answer the phone.
But when you listening and then it's the same story over and over every day, and they be like, "You there?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm here. I don't know what else to tell you."
I mean, they really? I don't think they really want advice at that point because
they just want to complain about the same thing every day.
They just want to complain.
Man, I can't listen to this shit anymore.
And that's what we're talking about. That pressure to feel like you got to be the one.
And
to
I
listen.
felt bad. I did feel bad.
Yeah.
I was like, because they were like, "I called you yesterday." And I was like, "I've seen it."
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah, they want you to be the one to listen, and so they putting pressure on you because they need somebody to complain
Plus,
to.
I feel like I really do believe in protecting my energy, and that shit was bringing me down. So you gotta find somebody else to listen to that now.
And that's what I'm saying. You have to find that one part of coping with that kind of pressure, with the pressure coming from your friends like that. Part of coping with that is knowing when it's time to like stop allowing them to.
So what you supposed to say?
It's gonna vary, but for
I
me,
said I'm there for you if you need me.
I'm there for you if you need me is what most people say. And then like when
I'm
somebody,
down, I'm there for you.
But when they start needing you a little bit too much, you have to know what to say to be like, okay,
we're not gonna talk
much
about this topic no more. That's not good.
I don't know if that's a good way to say it. Yeah. You can't just
like
that.
F that dude. Let's go break his windows.
That's
See, everything
definitely-
I want to do is a little too much out there for them.
That's-
We can sit and talk about this shit 8 hours.
That's what I'm saying. So like, I don't think either one of those options that you just gave are effective.
I know my friends don't like me because as soon as they start talking about it, I'm like, F that dude.
I mean,
Because niggas suck.
not all.
Dudes suck.
Not
Y'all
all.
suck too. It's just y'all suck the other women. Y'all cool with me. I know.
So we
So it don't suck to everybody, but
Nah.
we suck to somebody.
Oh, for sure. They probably do be talking about y'all.
somebody hates you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Somebody's
that's
like,
common.
"Oh, I can't stand his dreaded ass." They watch. Somebody said,
Oh yeah, no, somebody.
because you
don't
probably
like
did
me.
some shit. You probably did some shit that you wasn't supposed to do and fucked up her life. She's writing her diary now.
No, I'm more. People hate me more on like a Lawrence.
Not
type
hate.
level. Like I mean, like
Yeah, like
it's
you a true fuck boy, but you think you not a fuck boy.
I'm a great person, and they tend to take it as being
Oh my god, you a fuck boy, but you think you not.
Anyway, but like,
I'll admit that.
Yeah, I know we talked about. You said, yeah.
I've been
Thank
lost
you.
before.
that's what I'm saying.
Thank
I feel like I am like
This
I'm
nigga
more like
still don't
Lawrence.
realize he wanna
But I think that Lawrence was
take
might
the
be
L
in the
card.
right.
No, this is my thing.
What?
No, but this is my thing though. Like I said, I've been Lawrence on a couple of occasions with that footboard, but that's not who I am overall.
Right.
In certain situations, I have been in.
No, you're a fuck boy. You just want to believe you're a good guy.
In certain situations,
you do good
yes.
guy shit, but you still
Yeah, in certain
a
situations.
fuck boy.
In certain situations, yes. But in
I
other
know
situations-
y'all now.
And yet you still love us.
Exactly.
My shirt says y'all love me. I don't know.
But you accept
Oh,
us.
push that.
More than majority of y'all fuck boy.
I mean, that may be the truth. But back to like the whole pressure thing, like if dealing with people is what the problem is, and them, you know, resorting to you all the time, then you have to learn how to say something to them, and
Or
it
you
has
just
to be
put your
something
phone
effective.
on do not disturb and it's like, oh, you don't feel shit.
I mean, I think that one of the effective ways is a play on what you were saying already. Is what you can tell them is you don't just say, "Hey, we're not talking about this shit no more," but you can say, "Hey, you know, it seems like you're having a lot of problems in that same area." So, I mean,
You can't.
Because he think I talk like that.
That's
Say that shit the way I was saying.
That was the biggest fuck girl laugh. I ever
right?
heard.
Why is it like a witch?
It's like,
that laugh was like, you know, I ain't about shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
That's
I'm not finna sound politically correct because
like
ain't-
I told you, ho, we not gonna talk about this no more.
I mean,
Like, basically.
sometimes your
And that's my
verbiage
homegirl.
You know what that laugh was? Only that was missing that laugh is you getting in the car.
Yeah.
Like a black dude getting into the car. Yeah, that was that laugh right there.
That's how I talked to him. Because we're not gonna talk about this no more. We're gonna move on about our life. You gonna cry. And, we gonna
And then all they
get
gonna
rid
do
of
is
this
call
shit.
you again with it, like in about a week or two.
You know the messed up thing is, I'm gonna do the same thing they do.
Right. So
But
maybe
I'm
okay,
me.
let me put it
I'm
this way.
me. You.
If you really want to help somebody and you know that there's some shit you do too, is you start talking about working on the shit together. If it's your friend.
That's why I just said, like, hey, I've been there before. Leave the
I've been there
nigga
before.
alone.
Yeah, but y'all both need to work on it because you said you're gonna do the same shit anyway.
What you mean? I've done it and kept talking about it. Ain't shit gonna change.
Oh, so you don't believe in changing?
I mean, what you mean change?
That-
Nothing's gonna change with your situation. Move on, let's go.
That's a topic for another day.
Nothing's
So-
about to change. We're talking about it 24/7. It's not gonna change.
That's
You
that's
get mad, I'm
partial.
not picking up the phone. But you ain't mad that nigga ain't picking up the phone. Nah, I'm done with him. But bitch, why you ain't pick up the phone? This is my problem. Nah, that's fucked up.
And that's what I'm saying. And,
That's
and you,
pressure.
okay, let me put it
That's
this way.
pressure.
I won't tell you what to say because you're not gonna say the
Yes,
things
I
that I
am.
would say.
What you say?
But-
According to
Hell no.
that's what he said.
No.
We're simply not gonna.
We're not gonna discuss that at this moment. But no, what you can do is you can approach it however you want to, but you just want to make sure that you set a boundary to where you're saying, okay, I'm feeling overwhelmed with your problems, and I got my own shit to deal with.
That's so. People gonna take that the wrong damn way.
They are,
So
but
that's why you don't
that's why I
answer
say
the phone.
you have to think about a way to word it. But not answering the phone is only gonna work for so long.
Yeah.
You want call?
So
I just be
unless you
real.
just don't want to talk
My
to that person
friends
no more.
know I'm real. I let them know I ain't talking about this no more, and they cool with that.
And then they never talk about it
I mean,
again?
they say little shit, and I be like, nigga dead. Bye. We not talking about that no more.
So you set a boundary. And,
Boundary.
and you abide by
and
that
you don't
boundary.
like how I said it. I'm hurting folks' feelings.
I wouldn't
Pressure.
respond well to that.
You
But-
ain't respond. What you mean?
I wouldn't respond well to you talking to me that way. But maybe somebody else does. Maybe your friends do.
Yeah, because you get talked to like that, you ain't gonna like it.
No, I wouldn't. That's their fault. They should let me know that they don't like it. But if you don't let me know, shit, that's how I'm gonna talk to you. That's not mean.
No, and that's what I'm saying. It's
That's
about
not mean. I care about you enough to know. Shut the fuck up.
okay. But no, like
No.
I ain't know what.
so when dealing with pressures from your friends, and we'll say for family too. If it's pressures from friends and family, whether it be about job shit, relationship, whatever, what it's gonna come down to is communication.
So
And
what if
being
they
able
don't
to
want to communicate with you? Are they communicating through a text?
What you mean?
Like
Instead
you
of having a verbal communication with
Yeah.
you, they rather text you to not have that kind of content, that confrontation.
they running.
From the conversation, from you telling them that you need to set up a boundary.
No, this is okay. This is a different situation.
What you talking
Yeah,
about?
this is set up a boundary. You damn right. This is set up a boundary.
So for you to let them know that this is some shit
So
you
I
don't want
let
to talk
them-
about.
No, to let them know this. To let them know I don't like something they doing.
Uh huh.
But instead of you not talking to me, they texting me.
I mean, I feel like you can get the same message across in text message.
No.
No, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like now when an issue arises, you want to have verbal back and forth with somebody.
Nobody
to
wants a
get-
long ass text.
Yeah.
You can can you plan a meetup? Because I think in-person conversations are even better.
What if they not in the same state?
Oh, FaceTime. Shit, I don't know.
No.
Skype.
No, why can't you talk on the phone? I'm good at talking on the phone.
I just think that all messages are conveyed better whenever you have all the essential parts of a conversation, non-verbal cues.
Y'all
all
really
that kind of
have
stuff.
conversations with FaceTime? I only FaceTime my niece and she ain't talking to me about nothing.
I FaceTime a few people. I don't FaceTime.
I think it's okay to FaceTime.
You,
But
you
no,
FaceTime in real conversations? Or you FaceTime like, oh, you so pretty, you so beautiful?
no. I'm saying when you really want to get your point across on the phone,
You
whatever.
FaceTime?
Like you say, if you want to see that person's reactions and stuff,
Right.
okay, but then you FaceTime.
I'm gonna be so. You do not want to see my reaction.
And that's why some people
why.
don't. And that's why some people don't do it because they be like, I don't want my facial
'Cause
cues to give something
I
away.
might throw that phone. So
Yeah.
now.
But yeah, so handling pressure is about communication. And like you said, like communication is a whole discussion within itself. But what you want to do is try to get that communication through, especially like because I know a lot of people deal with a lot of things from family as far as relationships and kids and things like that, and it's hard to have that conversation
Or
with your
money.
people.
What if you taking care of your family? That's a lot of pressure.
This pressure for money. All of it's gonna come down to communication. You got to at some point if they always asking you for money, you got to say, hey, I can't give y'all this, or that's too much
Hell
for me.
yeah, I learned that.
And you have
That's
to
why
stand. And the thing is, once you communicate and you create a boundary, you have to stand up in that
Stand
boundary.
your ground.
You have to stand firm in it, because if you don't, people are gonna keep applying that pressure to you. They're gonna keep pushing wherever they need to push because they know eventually you're gonna give in. So pressure is like you have to think about it like in a physical sense. Pressure, if you don't put pressure back when people are putting pressure on you, then you're gonna get pushed around. So when people are applying pressure to you, whether it be job related, relationship related, money, whatever, friendships, relying on you, putting their weight on you, you got to start putting pressure back, and your pressure cut back is going to come from you communicating and telling them, hey, this is my boundary, this is what I need, I can't give you no more money, I ain't having no kids right now.
I can't give you no money. I can't give you the attention that you need right now, whatever, because I have to worry about self.
Self.
So it's
You selfish.
no, it's
You selfish, what? That's what I'm gonna say.
No, they can say that I'm selfish, but I have to protect me. I have to help me if I'm ever going to help you.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you are your most important asset, so you don't want to start giving up of yourself.
And that's why
Just
you
to
just
help.
don't answer the phone.
But I don't like not answering the phone. I don't like ghosting. I don't like any of that.
That's not
because I think
ghosting.
Ghosting is when you stop
I'll call you
responding to
back
people.
tomorrow. I'll call you tomorrow. Right now,
But I'm saying like, if that's what works for you in that moment, like you just can't handle it at that moment,
So
then
you
that makes
think
sense.
that's a lot of
Listen. Like if in that moment you can't answer the phone and you need that moment to not talk to them, I agree. That's what you should do. But you do have to communicate at some point. Like you said, call them back the next day. That's fine. But I'm just saying, like, don't just not answer that phone and then ignore the fact that they called you.
So you ain't got one friend that you be like, damn, I know they gonna ask for some money. Pressure. Should I answer the phone?
I don't have too many people that ask for money, but I have people that call and want to vent.
Or you got
Well-
one there's always something fucked up going on. You be like, I don't really want to handle it.
Yeah,
But usually people give you cues.
What's the cue?
Like people give you cues when they call you about they gonna ask you for money or they gonna tell you about their problems or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They usually give you a cue like in the conversation to set it up.
Yeah.
And
What's the cue?
well, I guess I say like when people be like, yeah, man, they'll be like, yo, what's up? Nothing, you know what I'm saying? Shit, just stuff being crazy, this and that. It's the cue to be like to ask you, hey, what's been going on?
Yeah.
For them to man, I gotta pay all this stuff. Well, man, what you gotta pay?
Who
It's
asks
not-
that?
No, because like I said, people kind of like
They want you to ask.
They want you to ask in that
I'm
question.
never gonna ask.
And then I guess the best thing, like you say, setting up a barrier, is to be like when they give you that cue, be like, they say, man, you know, I'm just kind of going through it. Instead of asking, hey, you know what I'm saying, well, what's wrong? Just that, be like, damn, you know what I'm saying, I feel you, I'm going through my stuff too, or
Yeah.
Or hey,
I mean, you don't necessarily have to be lying. Like
you
I'm going to watch it.
the whole point of it is you don't engage.
right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You keep a boundary right there, but like, oh, that's messed up. And you keep the conversation moving in another direction.
Yeah, I like that, and I like that a little bit better too. So if it's a
So
person that you
don't
feel
like
like,
my explanation.
no, I'm talking about my own explanation.
Oh.
I'm talking about like, so I like that a little bit better, just in the fact that like, if you have a situation like you were saying where the person don't want to communicate, you can kind of make it clear without saying it. To where like if they call you and they ask you about something or they tell you about something, you could be like, you know, like Wash said, if you see them gearing up something to sound like they're going to talk about some money, be like, you know what, man, you know, everybody's struggling. You know, start giving them some, it could be cliche statements. You know, everybody has a hard, you know, just, you know,
But
keep
God is
working on it. God will provide. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Like,
I don't know how to be that bad.
like financial, like I say, you ain't lying with them, but you change the narrative. They be like, man, you know what I'm saying, this money stuff just kicking my behind.
Yeah.
Man, me too.
Me
Like,
too.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Trump in office. Shit.
yeah, like I said. No, but I wouldn't be like, I would
No,
give
it's
it,
gonna be me.
no, but I would give the conversation to me to be like, but yeah, you know, to make it feel like, yeah, I feel what you're saying, but I'm relaying in a way that I'm going through the same thing.
Right, and I indirectly,
So I rev it up.
I know, indirectly you letting them know that you ain't gonna be about that conversation right now, because or like even if it's not a money thing, let's say it's something like they sound like they finna vent, and like, you know, man, I just been really struggling and everything. You can start telling them, hey, you know what I'm saying, I got a lot of pressure on me right now too.
Yeah, I mean, I've been struggling. I've been kind of going through it. I feel you, man. I've been going through it too. I'm just tired. My day's just been shot. I'm just tired.
Like
today.
I'm like, right, yeah, you can tell them right now I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to just kind of relax my mind and everything right now. I'm you know, my day's been pretty rough too, and they should take that as a cue. But even if they don't, you can continue on that path of like, okay, when you start sounding like they're finna vent, be like, you know, hey man, I need to take me a minute to I need to get some shit together.
In another way, you can control the situation a little bit. Like you say, if somebody start going into their spiel, you change it to your spiel. But they be like, where it changes the narrative to be like, they want to ask you, hey, so what's going on with you? And that's when you kind of can control it. But like, I just kind of like say going through it, but I just don't really feel like talking about it right now.
Yeah,
So I'm just kind of just chill and meditate to myself.
It's establishing boundaries either through one, communication, or two, just showing that you have a boundary. Like, this is where I'm cutting it off.
Boundaries. My new word for it.
Misdirection.
Yeah, misdirection and boundaries. So it's like I said before, it's fighting pressure with pressure. When they start putting a little pressure on you, you put pressure back.
Pressure.
Apply that pressure. That's what we talk about. All right. So make sure you match somebody else's pressure with your pressure so that you can, you know, ease yourself out of that situation.
Peace first.
P is for pressure. That's like Sesame Street.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right,
I'm
man.
about to say you talk some shit. Do your cookie song?
P is
No.
for pressure.
No.
C is for cookies.
I like this. I do it with me. Shut up. She did. Yeah.
She do her Cookie Monster song.
I'll put it on my throwback one day. That's the
Okay,
jingle.
I gotta see this. But anyway, we're gonna move right along, man.
I love you. You about to do the voice and everything too.
She was ready.
Yeah, she was
Her
ready.
face
In
got
character.
Go on, do what you gotta do.
All right, so we're moving on to the Woosah segment, man. So for the Woosah segment, I actually, like I said, I kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but the Woosah segment is just going to be about self-medicating. So there's a difference between self-medicating and like medicating when you have, you know, mental health issues or, you know, anxiety, depression, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because there are prescription medicines. So I don't want prescription medicines to get confused with what I'm talking about as far as self-medicating.
I take Xanax.
I mean, and that's what I'm saying. Those are prescribed medications.
Out the blue. I think Xanax.
Shit works.
Thank you for letting us know.
Yeah.
I went to work, people talking shit. I was like,
Yeah, no, and I'm saying
I
like
feel good.
you have anti-anxiety, you got
Yeah.
antidepressants, you got all kinds of shit that can be prescribed, and it's very beneficial for a lot of people to take medication. But there are people out, and I kind of thought about this. One from that podcast I was talking about that was on MDMA and the therapy with MDMA. But the other reason was I was seeing like a lot of homeless people while I was out in LA, and I think about people that have like a lot of homeless people have like mental illness.
Yeah.
And like a lot of them are like always drunk and like stuff like that. So like with that, you have like people using things like alcohol to deal with anxiety and depression and things like that to kind of deal with all that stuff. And we kind of actually touched on it earlier when we were talking about coping with pressure and like coping with pressure from work. And I asked her what she does. She's like, I can drink. And then so like that's one way of self-medicating. And I wanted to talk about that because I don't think people realize how detrimental it can be. Now, there's nothing wrong with drinking. I mean, there is wrong. I mean, it's like causing liver problems and stuff like that. But I understand drinking, like, because I drink. But, but like on the flip side of it, I think that people need to realize when they're drinking for anxiety purposes, or like I'm feeling anxious, I'm really depressed, I'm really down right now. I'm just gonna turn this bottle up. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a difference between like having celebratory drinks or like social drinking or just drinking to have fun and that kind of stuff, and being like, I'm gonna drink my pain away, because the shit doesn't get rid of the pain.
Yeah.
And that's what you kind of have to realize. And then I think I had this thought because when I was listening to this podcast about the MDMA thing, my initial thought was, I don't like it. Because I feel like they're opening up, they're relaxing and everything, only because they're on the drug.
Yeah.
So like, I'm like, when they get off the drug, have they really dealt with their problems? Are they going to be able to cope in the future with their problems without drugs? And I mean, of course, they explain later on how it works and it makes a little bit more sense. But I think initially that thought is kind of how I deal with a lot of people cause I know people that like smoke weed a lot. And I know weed's not quote unquote addictive, but I know people that smoke a lot because it calms them.
Yeah, man, mellows them out.
Yeah, it do. It helped me.
And it helps them with anxiety and all that kind of stuff. And it does. I'm not gonna say anything wrong with that necessarily because they do have prescriptions for it now.
But I can't do that and function with my job. Like,
yeah, you can't smoke and function.
No.
I mean, some people can, though. And I know people
Some people can, but
I know people that can't function without it.
Yeah, I got some friends that can't.
Yeah, they can't function without smoking. And so, like,
I didn't know.
I just think that everything needs to be done in moderation, and it needs to be done in conjunction with good therapeutic practices. So, like, if you're going to smoke weed to handle your anxiety, that's cool. But make sure that, like, if you know that it's anxiety that you're kind of dealing with, that you're actually seeing somebody about it. And you're not just smoking weed being like, this is what's going to cure my anxiety, and if I have another anxiety attack, I just got to smoke some more weed and I'll be all right. No, you need to kind of get control of that. You need to get control of the anxiety, and smoking weed helps, and that's fine.
It's cheaper for me to go to this happy hour.
It's cheaper to go to the happy hour?
Than to get a therapist.
Not necessarily. I mean, we ain't got no sponsors, but Talkspace is like $30 a month.
Yeah.
Happy hour. I mean, Groove got 75-cent shots. Come on.
That's well drinks, first of all, and I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm bougie, but
There
dog,
you
my
go.
nigga, 75 cents, well drinks, dog.
Here you go.
I can't drink well drinks, first of
I
all.
can't drink my drink.
No, I can't. But at the same time,
What
no.
you be drinking?
Well, if I'm gonna go to Grooves, they got $5 Eucalyptus. Why wouldn't I drink high quality liquor for $5? So anyway, I think that things like that, and I think the price is what deters a lot of people. But you also have EAPs, employee assistance programs, and your jobs, your church. Your church has, I mean, some churches actually have qualified professionals on staff too.
Yeah.
They have Christian counselors. They have things like that. So I think that if you're going to use things like marijuana and alcohol to kind of help you cope, you need to also be seeing somebody about it so that you can kind of use it in conjunction with that.
I'm scared they're going to tell me I don't need to use it.
They probably will if you use it
And I will be
enough.
changing my therapist.
I
Jenny
mean-
gotta go. Jenny gotta go. She'll understand. She do not understand where I'm coming from. I need my therapist to let me have a drink while I'm in there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no.
Or like on that show You, where the therapist was smoking in the
Hell
therapy
yeah.
session.
I could have got with him.
Stamos.
Yeah,
That
John
was not John
No,
Stamos.
Stamos.
It was
Nigga,
John
oh,
Stamos.
I like him.
Yeah, he
but
did.
I need a therapist like that. Let me hit that real quick.
Yeah.
And I'm good. We can talk about this.
But yeah, no, I think that me personally, I think I understand people that use things like marijuana, alcohol. I don't think that you should do it for anxiety and depression, but I understand that people use it recreationally. Like, it's just something that people do. So I don't. If you believe that it's a problem that you're running from, and it's easier to deal with it through alcohol, then I'd rather you deal with the problem and then have the problem resolved, and then drink just for fun. Because
You don't
drinking
think-
is fun
You ever looked at somebody like, man, they drink a lot. Are they running from something? They got
Yes.
issues?
all the time.
Yeah. That ain't me.
I'm just saying. Why are you looking at that camera like that?
And then Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, like you're on a TV show. But yeah, so like I just think that people need to make sure that you're not drinking and smoking your pain away. You were drinking and smoking recreationally, and that's fine. But if you are dealing with something serious, then you need to also be. And I'm not gonna tell you have to quit drinking and have to quit smoking, but you need to at the very least be doing therapy in conjunction with all of your recreational activities.
I can honestly say, anytime I try to drink my pain away, I've had the worst hangover ever.
Yeah, because you don't control your drinking when you drink like that. Like it's different drinking for fun.
The last time I thought I was gonna die. Like for real, I was like, you know what?
Yeah, it's different drinking for fun and drinking like I need to get rid of this thought in my head, something to drink until it goes away or whatever's going on. Then you tend to drink a little bit more, a little bit faster. You get hangover and shit like that.
I don't know what else to think. I was like, you know, I'm about to do me, boo, and did it too much.
And then you started tripping. All right, well that's it. God damn it. That's it for the Woo side, man. Just make sure if you, like I said, if you're using any recreational drugs or alcohol, I'm not gonna tell you to quit because I can't judge you. But I do think that you need to see somebody if you really are having serious issues and not use those as some kind of a mechanism within
Right.
themselves.
I agree. You're right.
Dare to be different.
Yep.
Dare to resist drugs and
P is
violence.
for pressure.
Anyway, anybody got anything else before we get out of here?
Yeah, anything that
No.
Nah, P is for pressure.
That's it.
All right.
P is for pressure.
Yeah. I don't think there's nothing else. We might have something going on next week.
Yeah.
I hope
Got
so.
some guests lined up, hopefully, and
Yeah, for the next couple of weeks, really.
yeah,
So,
we'll do it big.
yeah, so we'll see what's up. So that's it. As always, we hope you laughed a little, learned a lot. We hope we have helped you find the remedy to whatever's troubling you. This is What's the Remedy podcast.
All right, y'all.
We out.
Peace.